Um, Good day, ma'am. Today we will tackle about the tracing origins, Ilustrado nationalism, and the racial science of migration waves, together with my groupmate Ramon Del Mundo, Renzo Dahang, Ella May Palamata, and Cyril Mina. Next. Um, Filomeno Aguilar is Professor of History and former Dean of the School of Social Sciences at Ateneo de Manila University. Since 2003, he has been Chief Editor of Philippine Studies, Historical and Ethnographic Viewpoints. He is the current chair of the Technical Panel on General Education, Commission on Higher Education. He obtained his PhD degree from Cornell University in 1992, for which he received the Lauriston Sharp Prize from the Cornell Southeast Asia Program. Next.
History was the key to identity for the pioneers of Filipino nationhood in the late 19th century. John Schumacher has recounted the struggle by which the youthful Europeanized originators of Filipino nationhood, the Ilustrados, literally enlightened reacted to the chauvinism common to members of governing races. The onslaught of Spanish colonial racism. These educated youths defended their collective pride by looking for dignified roots in the past. They proposed and debated various approaches, including Pedro Paterno's extravagant claim that ancient Tagalog civilization was Christian for a long time. Next.
Good, good, good morning. Good day. Ilustrado desired to illuminate their origins in order to know themselves. Such knowledge was seen as vital to further political action. Jose Rizal articulated the Ilustrado nostalgia for lost origins by constructing a flourishing pre-colonial civilization, the Lost Eden. Argues Reynaldo Ileto, 1998-31, to reconstitute the unity of Philippine history. But regardless of one's point of view, Ilustrado sought to illuminate their beginnings in order to better understand themselves. Such knowledge was regarded as necessary for future political action. A clear propensity to praise the ancient arose as one could expect. According to Reynaldo Eleto, 1998-31, the most famous patriot Jose Rizal defined the Ilustrado longing for lost roots by building a flourishing pre-colonial civilization, the Lost Eden, to reconstruct the coherence of Philippine history. Rizal purposely invented a past that erased the disparities in colonial society. According to Eleto, guided by European concept of order, line, linearity, and logic, while personally implicated in the underside of history. Next.
While study of this group of pioneering youth have considered a range of factors and moments in the formation of national consciousness, such as class, religion, politics, economics, discourses of kinship ties, gender, and literary strategies. Man has analyzed it in the context of 19th century popular and scientific theories of race and attendant discourses of migration diffusion. The period's dominant paradigm of positive science gave rise to the belief that peoples of distinct races move into territories in discrete waves of migration. The extant culture groups encountered by European ethnologists in their primitive state were assumed to be survival residues that closely approximated the races of antiquity. The Spanish Philippines were known for their diversity and divisions. Extant culture groupings observed by European ethnologists in their primitive state were thought to be survival remnants that closely resembled ancient races. The earliest systematic statement of the migration waves theory attempting to explain the peopling of the Philippine Islands with two races and varied cultures was proposed by Spanish friars in the Philippines. Next reporter.
Though Filipino as a race or nation at one level, it would appear to be not fundamental to the nation because of the Ilustrados' self-awareness of their own racial diversity other level. So in scientific idea, different in appearance, culture, and mental capacities, and the Rizal, Malay race as a category used race to refer to pueblos of more than 500,000, those whom you call nations, but we do not call nations pueblos that are not independent. So for example, Filipino race collective designation for Filipinos who would otherwise be referred to separately as a Tagalog race, Visayan race, and so on, circumvented the nascent regionalism that distanced the Ilocano from the Tagalog. So this term was racist, and it applied only to Indios who were deemed assimilable and civilized by Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Ilustrados who were too deeply immersed in racial thinking or the product of European ideas began to talk about the Filipino race or the La Raza Filipina that may have been using race as a substitute for nationality or the Panatang Makabayan, which is the oath to the nation. That's all po. Thank you, ma'am.
Members, sa Mina, Ella Panamataran sa Dahang Ramon del Mundo. Thank you po.